Hey, this is JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It's November 14th, 2025. Looking out at the northern boulders. Derek Perkowski took this picture on Tuesday. You can see most of the snow has melted out besides the north and east facing aspects. Thanks, Derek, for the photo. If you all have some photos you're willing to share with me, hit me up. I love the horizontal view, it works better for this format. And if you're enjoying this broadcast, we ask you to do a one-time donation or even better, sign up for that monthly sustaining membership. Today is going to be really windy. Gusts are going to be up to 40 in the mountains, so cranking out there. We have a weak cold front coming through that's going to bring rain to the valley floor and snow above 8,500 to 9,000, depending on which side of the pass, Galena Pass, you're on. And then it's going to clear up a little bit for Saturday before clouds roll in, and another storm system comes in for Sunday that goes into Monday. Snow levels are a little lower with that one. All right, and here's that system bringing that cold front in today. You can see the clouds. There's already moisture, in fact, being laid out in the sawtooths, so you might be waking up to that right now in Stanley. Looking at the HRRR model, play this back here. So you can see it's very showery activity today, not really a single band coming through like normal cold fronts typically are, and lots of upslope building here, so you might not see the moisture on the radar until it's hitting the mountain and lifting and creating that moisture. You can see around midday, the Wood River Valley gets its chunk of moisture, and then a little bit more before sunset today. And then it clears out for Saturday. The winds are going to be really cranking up there in the mountaintops. The higher you get, the more it's going to be gusting. It's not going to be as bad in the valley floors. Those are going to be gusts up to 20, 25 miles per hour. Looking at snow total as a whole, this is capturing two storm systems, but you can see the sweet spot's going to be the Pioneers. Everywhere else is going to get I shouldn't say good chunk, like 4 to 6 inches across the high parts of the mountains, but it looks like the Lost Rivers are going to be in the game with this storm, or the next storm system, I should say. This is looking at today, how much snow. Again, it's going to be mostly isolated to the Pioneer Mountains, and then you can start to see it trickling in for Sunday or Saturday night into Sunday morning. Really not getting a ton out of this, but it's going to add up over the days. And then again on Sunday or Sunday night. So those sweet spots are going to be the western slopes of the Pioneers and a little bit of the Sawtooths too. But you can see the precip amount totals are a lot further south of Galena Pass than they have been. So we're going to get a good chunk of moisture with the second system coming through Sunday into Monday, it looks like, on the southern half of the mountains. Temperatures are still going to be pretty warm through Saturday, so that snow level is going to be pretty high till that cold front passes, another cold front passes through on Sunday and starts to bring those temperatures closer into the 40s. There is a big spread for Tuesday, Wednesday, and that's going to depend on some model discrepancy of where that next close low sits over. But you can see there's a 10-degree difference from what they think the temperature, what the MBM model's calling for the temperatures. Let's look at snow totals. This is the MBM model. So let me figure out where I'm at. This is before, so this is that first system coming through, really just hitting the Pioneers a little bit through the Sawtooths. And then Sunday, the next storm system, you can see again the Pioneers. It could just be because they got that first chunk of snow while they're kind of an out or standing out. Play this into Wednesday. then we kind of get into the future cast. But you can see we do start picking up snow day by day, small amounts of it, 6 to 8 inches across the high crest. Up in the Pioneers could see up to a foot. The Lost Rivers are looking also like 6 to 8 inches. Expect maybe a little bit more with those higher elevations over there. All right, let's get into some modeling because the models are a little all over the place for this thing not being too far away. So we got this closed low in off the coast right now, and that's gonna kind of depart from the jet stream. So we're gonna have this little break on Saturday. That's why we're not going to get any too much weather. It floats up, bringing us that strong southeast flow. So that's why the Pioneers are going to get hit a little bit harder. So it's going to hit the southern portions for Sunday. And then we're going to have probably another break. This next close low goes pretty far south. So this is where we start to have some model disagreements, is right around, what is this? This is 102 hours out. So that is like Tuesday, like I was saying before. So this goes pretty far south. We're still in the flow up here with we could get some stormy weather. But if we look at the Euro, play this through, we still have that closed low. That's in alignment with that strong southeast flow hitting the southern portions. And it's not so quick to fire out this next closed low. And this one hangs over SoCal, where the other one was kind of almost down towards Baja. So we'll see how that plays out. You can see we're not really as much in a flow here. So it's going to depend quite a bit. It actually almost doesn't look like, it looks like the jet stream takes quite a big dip here with the Euro, and that's probably maybe where those colder temperatures are coming from, whereas the GFS was separating that a little bit more. So we'll see what happens about Tuesday, Wednesday. Where we at here? I'll just kind of talk through some of the MBM models. This is for Williams Peak up in the Sawtooth. So you can see just a small bit of snow today, another 3-4 inches through Wednesday, and then after Wednesday. This is kind of the area of uncertainty here. But there is snow in the forecast throughout the week. It does look wet, and it's going to get colder as the week goes on as well. Titus is going to pick up a little bit of snow, and then Sunday, Monday is going to be when it picks up more with that flow more into the southeast. The Pioneers are probably going to be the biggest winner out of all the central mountains, just with that southerly flow coming out of that next closed low as it breaks off to the east. Not really showing too much. This is again down at the Hyman weather station, where it's much lower in the mountains, but you can see quite a bit of difference right there. And then we'll finish up with our long-term forecast is still looking like it's going to be below normal and above normal below normal for temperatures, above normal for precip. So that is music to my ears. We will, see some days that are warm, but this is a general trend over the next month. All right.